Previously selling a hybrid named Dolphin and a car named Seal, BYD is no more odd to seagoing vehicle names. The freshest item from the Chinese car monster is a touch more forceful, with BYD naming its new module half and half pickup truck Shark. It's critical to take note of that the Shark won't be sold in the US. It will be sold south of the boundary in Mexico, where BYD plans to construct another creation office before long. According to a plan viewpoint, the Shark ought to fit right in, as should its 128.3-inch wheelbase. From the press photographs we've seen, it has a tough persona, with its square-shaped bumpers and square-formed headlights and taillights. We should say, however, those full-width lighting components look a truckload like the Portage F-15 Lightning's plan. The Shark's front pallet plate and the monster, BYD, text on the rear end further assistance the tough look of the pickup. Power comes from a 1.5-liter four-chamber and a couple of electric engines. As indicated by BYD, the Shark delivers a consolidated 430 strength, however the organization didn't report a force figure. Anything that ends up being, BYD claims a towing limit of 5,512 pounds and a most extreme payload of 1,841 pounds. Running to 62 miles per hour is assessed to require 5.7 seconds. The Shark promotes noteworthy reach figures for a module half and half pickup, which maybe shouldn't shock anyone, that BYD is presently the world's biggest electric vehicle maker. As per the automaker, the Shark can travel 62 miles in electric just mode. It's likewise supposed to be equipped for going in excess of 520 miles with a full tank of gas and a completely energized battery. One more great element for a module is support for quick charging thanks to its CCS1 port. The Shark's Lodge gives off an impression of being a blend of centered innovation and rough reasonableness. Rectangular air vents sit on one or the other side of a bulbous dashboard, which itself reaches out on a mission to feature the turning 12.8-inch infotainment touchscreen. It tends to be utilized in scene or representation mode and supports access for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. A different 10.3-inch computerized measure bunch sits behind the controlling wheel. At the point when the Shark goes discounted in Mexico half a month from this point, there will be two choices accessible, GL and GS. Both element a similar 430 horsepower powertrain. Reservations are open presently, expecting you live in Mexico, with estimating beginning at $53,938 at current trade rates. 2. 2025 BYD Shark UDA makes world presentation. BYD's all-new 320 kilowatts module half-breed UDA is faster than a Passage Officer Raptor yet trails class pioneers for payload and towing. The all-new 2025 BYD Shark UDA has been sent off in Mexico in front of its normal Australian appearance in the not-so-distant future, with key subtleties affirmed including payload, towing and execution from its 320 kilowatts module mixture powertrain, evading diesel power, and to be a vital contender for the approaching Passage Officer PHEV. The Chinese brand's initial introduction to the large-selling 4x4 double-taxi UDA portion includes a high-level petroleum electric powertrain that mixes a 1.5-liter turbocharged four-chamber ignition motor with two electric engines, one on every hub, for a joint result of 321 kilowatts. The petroleum motor drives the front haggles represents around 20% of complete impetus, as indicated by BYD, leaving the electric engines as the prevailing power, front and back. According to Adequately it's BYD, to send off the double taxi from 0 to 100 km per hour in 5.7 seconds, making it essentially faster than the Portage Officer Raptor that right now drives the class at 6.1 seconds. Likewise, the electric engines draw energy from a 29.5 kilowatt-hour form of BYD's unmistakable sharp-edge lithium particle battery, empowering a guaranteed electric just driving scope of up to 100 kilometers, in light of China's NEDC trying cycle. Efficiency will likewise be a key selling point, with BYD referring to 7.5 L/100 km mileage for the Shark on the Authority Consolidated Cycle, NEDC, in mixture mode, or just 1.5 L/100 km while making the most of the EV range. All-out range on a full tank and full battery is supposed to depend on 840 kilometers. With regards to charging, the Shark's battery can be topped up utilizing a DC quick charger at a pace of up to 40 kilowatts, with 20 minutes expected to recharge the pack from 30 to 80%. As we've proactively seen, the Shark has reckless American impacted styling plainly motivated by bigger standard size get trucks and class pioneers in its average size fragment like the Passage Officer. The Shark gets enormous BYD lettering across its grille and forcing vertical stacked headlights, which are connected by a full-width drove light bar. The show vehicles disclosed in Mexico short-term all highlighted unmistakable slam plates, while at the back there's a games bar, rooftop rails and vertical tail strikes that match the Shark's front lights and are likewise interlinked with an enormous drove light bar. Made to be a worldwide model, the BYD Shark is at the greater finish of the fair-size double taxi class, estimating 5,457 mm long, 1971 mm wide and standing 1924 mm tall. Like its significant opponents, the Shark has a customary stepping stool outline body. For this situation, the battery frames part of the construction, but it has arisen with a free two-fold wishbone back suspension, not a strong back pivot. Send-off details likewise show the Shark will just offer a payload of up to 835 kilograms, while most extreme brake towing limit is 2,500 kilograms, a ton shy of the top tier. Plate volume is cited at 1,450 liters, while the UDA's 3,260 mm wheelbase takes into account liberal lodge space. The back seat in the double taxi is likewise calculated at 27 degrees for upgraded solace. Front and center, the BYD Shark gets a mid-control area that is supposed to be motivated by an airplane. Lighting up the lodge, there's bunches of orange features, while the Shark accompanies the equivalent pivoting 10.25-inch contact screen infotainment framework that offers remote Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Other tech features incorporate updated Hello BYD voice control that empowers the driver to bring down the Windows sans hands, change the temperature and access Spotify. You can likewise mess around moving, including karaoke. One more helpful component not seen on any semblance of the Passage Officer and Toyota Hilux is the Shark's vehicle-to-stack ability, with the battery ready to control lighting, devices, and so on. For rough terrain driving, BYD offers a territory reaction framework with 3 modes: mud, sand and snow that pre-arm the all-wheel drive and strength/footing control frameworks for the circumstances underneath. At this stage, the BYD Shark will be presented in 3 tones: Royal Residence White, Atlantis Dim and Marmara Dark. In Mexico, the Shark was sent off in 2 variations: the base Shark GL, estimated from $MX 899, 980, 80,500 Australian dollars, while the Leader Shark GS costs $MX 969, 800, 85,500 Australian dollars.